long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So Adam Driver, being interviewed on a podcast, made this statement that he was not going to be connected to the Sharmeen Obaid Chinoy fake Rey movie. He basically said that the making Star Wars was exhausting and more exhausting than it should have. He also said last week that they changed his arc from going to the dark side and staying there to being redeemed, which he wanted to keep him evil. He wanted to keep Kyle Ron evil. When you read the articles, he has a point. Driver had a point here, and the fact of the matter is, when you've got people like Kennedy who are looking at Rey blows running around, and they don't care about doing the right thing by the characters or by the franchise, you're not gonna have a good movie. Okay. When you allow fans to dictate to you what they want to see in a movie, you end up with Rey blow. Okay. Now, why is Adam Driver talking about it being exhausting? He didn't want to really play Kylo Ren to begin with. I seem to remember him saying it took him 4 months to decide to play the role because he didn't want to be the one to kill Han Solo. And he was right. Adam Driver wants me to go to his movies. You don't make movies like that. You don't play characters like that. And the reason why is because Han Solo is a character that the general public loved, okay? To the point of walking out of that movie going, what the fuck did I just see? And I'm talking about The Force Awakens. Now, these two guys, Favreau and Filoni, they haven't been able to talk about anything. And of course, in my previous video today, I talked about how the fact that Ahsoka has been put on hold, season 2, because Disney doesn't have the money for it. Okay, so the idea that there's that there's any interest at all for a sequel to the sequels, or a general movie starring these characters from the sequels, is ridiculous. Driver knows that. He also has a bigger fan base by a lot than Daisy Ridley. Okay, and that is also another thing that these two guys understand. Driver was treated like shit by his own fans. We all know the Reylos. I've got a series of really disgusting pieces of Reylo art, fan art of all kinds of nasty shit that these girls created. And what they did to Adam Driver and his wife and his son is absolutely outrageous. Okay, they threatened his wife. They threatened his son. They wanted, there's a group called Davers who wanted Adam and Daisy to get together, divorce their spouses, and get married. Okay, it's like, what the fuck? Because it was sick and weird, okay? That's another reason why it was exhausting. He doesn't want to relive that. I don't blame him for saying no to this. I don't think anybody can blame him for saying no to this, okay? It is beyond my comprehension that it's even being talked about. And he's the only actor that can bring any fans to this. I want you to remember that too. He has a pretty big fan base. And his role as Enzo Ferrari was pretty significant in his career. He's got Francis Ford Coppola kissing his ass. Okay, best young actor alive. Really? Okay. Why would he want to go back and revisit Star Wars when it was such a disaster for him personally with stalker teenage girls? And angry, bitter housewives or single cat ladies in their mid-50s and 40s who are obsessed with him. You know, I mean, he's not a good-looking guy, but for some reason, they basically turn him into something the character was never supposed to be, and they destroyed, at least in lots of ways, Han Solo, so they could have their poor boy Ben. I think the greatest moment in Star Wars history is when he croaks. All right? And again, if he doesn't show up in this Charmin Obaid-Chinoy movie, it's not going to do well, and it's not going to do well either. So why is this going on?
For 10 long weeks, the Star Wars company labored on the suburban London sound stages, bringing to life a film that had begun as an idea with George Lucas 3 years before.
Thank you.
Urinal cakes?
I don't believe this. All these years.
The doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it too.
As I think we now have what's known in the legal profession as a bargaining chip.
Oh, are you kidding? That's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
Well, this started because Kathleen Kennedy announced a Rey movie. Okay, that's why we're sitting here pissed off talking about something none of us want to see. She did it, of course, if y'all remember, at Star Wars Celebration, and this is where we are. Okay, now, from what we heard yesterday, there is no money even for a Star Wars movie, let alone Ahsoka Season 2. And that's because God knows what Bob Iger's gotten Disney involved in. But that's what's going on. So why? And of course, he's also got a proxy war with this guy happening. And if this guy gets on the board, Bob Iger's done. They will dump Bob Iger. And he knows that. Okay. And again, there's no money for a Rey movie. And without Adam Driver, it'll fail. He's the only reason why anybody would want to go see it. I would assume there's still Reylos out there, even though I think most of them disappeared since he was killed off in The Rise of Palpatine. There's all kinds of rumors about what the movie would have in it. Fan theories rather than actual true script sources, and we just are sitting here going, we don't want this. Adam Driver doesn't want this. Again, the way he was treated by his own fans to the point where it got dangerous is one reason. Another reason, he didn't have a good time with Kennedy. All right? It was exhausting. The character arc he thought he was on, they took it away from him because suddenly Raylo became everything. Okay? And without Adam Driver, this movie goes nowhere. All right? And no one, again, there is no will at Disney to make this. They don't have the money. And it's just a PR stunt, period. Now, somebody created some AI concept art for it like it's real. I want y'all to sit back and go, what the fuck? And I'm going to say this. Do not ever be surprised at the lengths people who have YouTube channels that hate the sequel trilogy would go to generate clicks. So if the concept art came from somewhere, it could have come from the Fandom Menace itself. All right? But there is no Charmin Obaid Chinoy film happening. It's her delusions. Kennedy only announced it because she needed to fuck with John and Dave. Okay? And she did. Okay? Look at the stupid statements about the movie or Ahsoka that big YouTube channels are making. All right? These people are big babies. They act like they're Star Wars fans, but you look at them and go, no, you're not. I'm being brutally honest right now. Okay? But no, Adam Driver is not interested in doing Star Wars anymore. And the people that want a Rey movie, all 5 of them are going to be disappointed because there is no Rey movie. And without him, it's pretty much the knife into the chest of this movie. It was either Driver himself taking the initiative for whatever reason, or he was asked by Iger and or Favreau to put this out there. He wasn't going to be in it. All right? So, anyway, then my second video of the day. We're still waiting for something to happen. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.